this with my phone. I don't have a proper camera. Don't look at me. I rarely show my face in videos. But I have to show my face in this one. And the reason for is kind of depressing. No matter what I've thought of YouTube over the years, I always thought I was going to stick with it thick and thin. Because that was the thing. It was always that dream place for me where you could earn money from showing other people your love for video games. Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, all the different YouTubers we've all grown up with. Markiplier, a lot of people remember Markiplier from his 2015 days. I was probably 8 back then, and now I'm 18. And you'd think it'd be like the perfect time to really get into YouTube and start making that try and work for me, because I've been on YouTube for 4 years now. I really have come to love the platform in many ways. So, we'll ask 30, what do you mean Iron Curtain? Well, unfortunately, YouTube is enacting a policy change that I just can't get behind. So, as you probably heard, YouTube is implementing an age verification system. This system relies on AI to estimate your age based on the content you use. If it suspects your age is different than your stated age in your profile, it will require one of 3 things of you. 1, a facial recognition scan of your face. 2, your government identification. Or 3, your credit card. Now, obviously, I have all 3 things: a face, an ID, and a credit card. Am I going to give any of them to YouTube? Hell no. See, there's a difference between doing this on YouTube and doing this on iPhone. The thing about iPhones is they keep your facial recognition data in a cache that never communicates with any other devices. It is always landlocked to that iPhone. With YouTube, in order for this service to even work, you have to send it across the internet through potentially unsecured channels, and that's not even the worst of it. Because Google has been hacked before. And if they hack someone now, well, guess what? They can connect what kind of content you watch to what you do in real life. And for some nations, that's not a big deal. A lot of places have plenty of freedom of speech, but for some places, that could cause a huge problem. It could be akin to how the Arab Spring was ended. So, what do I intend to do about this? Because, obviously, we've had some dumb shit before, like removing dislikes. I think this goes beyond anything bad YouTube has previously done. Because I can see almost some good intention, most of them. Maybe not removing dislikes, but this is just stupid. This is purely to please the stupid UK government, which is pushing anti-privacy legislation in the digital era. At least that's what I speculate is occurring. I don't know for sure. But one thing I am sure about is I can't support that. So I, heavens to Delaware, I'm actually saying this, am quitting YouTube. I am not quitting internet content creation because I have found 4 alternatives to YouTube. 4 that I will be uploading after the 13th. Editor's note, 2 of them didn't work, so I'll just cut out the ones that didn't work and leave in the ones that did. So you have 2 platforms, actually. Well, unfortunately, I did not get to record World Grand Prix episode 12. Hey, it's gonna drop there at some point in the future. Where? On 2 sites. You have Odyssey and Glomble. To explain, Odyssey and Rumble are basically supposedly blockchain-based video hosting services. They can pay you in crypto. I'm probably just going to start a Patreon if I want to get paid, honestly. I don't believe in crypto. But the point is, these are YouTube alternatives that are based on privacy. They're not going to pry into your ID or anything like YouTube's trying to. Player exists, and Global is not so functional as the other three. But I chose it because it's a primitive website, just like the early 2000s or late 90s. And it's the kind of thing where it's very charming because of that. And other than its weird primitive nature and how goofy it looks, it's mostly functional, so it's worth uploading there too. And before I start uploading new content, I actually want to get some of my old content uploaded on there. Because I want people to be able to get the Wheelasty experience without returning to YouTube if they also, like me, are choosing not to support YouTube. I'll take that time while I'm uploading old content and creating better thumbnails for it to really start getting ahead on the work on F1 World Grand Prix. Hopefully I'll have episode 12, 13, 14 done by the time I actually get up to date on all the content on all 2, maybe 3 in the future platforms. Because I have to upload on all of them, and that takes bandwidth, so it's going to take a while. And I have Castlevania Legacy of Darkness multi-game reviews, F1 World Grand Prix, and a few skits. That's what I prioritized. Nothing before my days of learning what emulation is. It was really worth saving. You can look back at it if you want, but it's not something that I consider like to be the essentials of what my channel is. I understand that a lot of people think we cannot fight back against changes like this on the internet. My mom thinks so too. She thinks people are just gonna go back to YouTube like nothing happened. She thinks I will. But here's the thing. People have power. You know why? Because when people act together, it's the difference between moving a pebble and moving mountains. Or at least drilling through them. Sure, if only a few people quit YouTube on the 13th, it won't matter in the long run. But if enough people say no, if enough people see the message, no matter who they are, that will make an extreme impact on not just YouTube, but every other website that chooses to implement this, that chooses to put your identification, your connection to your political beliefs, the content you consume in connection, who chooses to harvest that data, sell it off, or use it for nefarious purposes, or leave it in the open for bad actors to collect, or just store it badly like happened to T. We can show those people that we're not going to sit down for this. We can also do that by adding a little clippy to our profile pictures, as Louis Rossman suggested. There will be no going back for the internet if we allow stuff like this to start. We have to stop it now. So, what I need you to do is I need you to follow me. You don't need to continue using YouTube if you really need your hit of internet videos. Like I said, there are 4 alternatives and platforms, not including ones I didn't choose because I wasn't a fan of their interface or something. Stuff like Vimeo, which has a terrible mobile interface and has this AI thing, exists. Yes, it probably uses your videos to train an AI, but it was one of the original YouTube alternatives. The point is, you can support other websites, other creators who use other websites. And I'm sure there's some YouTube alternatives that I don't even know about or have forgotten about that I'm not going to be on. You don't need YouTube. YouTube needs you. Remember that. And hey, even if the protest fails, you know what you have at the end of the day? You have your ID, your face, and your wallet. And YouTube doesn't. And that's the important thing. Even if you don't get YouTube back, you still benefit yourself by quitting YouTube. I'm gone. Besides, assuming this protest actually works, that won't matter. To content creators, YouTube has been your breadbasket for years probably, and I don't blame you if you choose to stay and continue to be well fed and well cared for. But I do at the very least ask you to begin an alternative account on one of the alternative video hosting platforms I've mentioned, so that those of us who do choose to leave and protest can still find a way to support you on this World Wide Web. I've always wondered how my YouTube career, as much as you could call it a career, 4 years and 60 subscribers isn't much, but I've always wondered how it would end. I didn't expect it would end so soon. But I'm glad that the end of my days at YouTube aren't the end of my days on the internet. It's just a new beginning, like all things in life. Sometimes you have to just let yourself be reborn. I think the best way to see this as is a caterpillar. We aren't just quitting YouTube. We're entering a chrysalis. And when we emerge, we'll have wings. I'll see you guys beyond the Iron Curtain, hopefully. I don't know if the entire internet is gonna die like this, or if we really can succeed. But regardless, we still had the internet for as long as we did. The Berlin Wall of the internet is about to be constructed. Now you can stay on this side and continue to waive your rights until you live under communism, your supplies are getting blocked off, you have all these issues, the KGB patrols in a black Volga outside, or you could join me on the other side of the Iron Curtain and be free. And as Jakar, played by Andreas Katsoulis, once said on Babylon 5, no matter how oppressive, brutal, or totalitarian a regime is, the need for freedom will always overpower it. My name is Wilaz Suri. Thank you for watching me all these years. But for once, this is not goodbye. As the Membari say, we will meet again, whether in this life or another.
Earth radiates her brilliant beauty into the caverns of space and time. Perhaps you are aware of those who watch over your home and experience it as a place to visit and play with reality.
You just gotta have faith.
You are becoming aware of yourself as a game master.
Now I need your money. I don't know. The million is a wonderful business opportunity.
What is this?
Be brave on the searching. Be brave. Sorry, I have to go. The World Health Organization have confirmed that talkies do in fact